A customer sent in their Akko Acr Pro 75 for repair, and they just dropped off only the motherboard. Now, based off the customer, the plug header on the motherboard is damaged and is in need of a replacement. He also passed to me over a donor PCB that has the same socket, so I should be able to transplant that socket from the donor onto this one. But first, let's take a look at the motherboard. Now, at first glance, it doesn't look like any work has been done to it, so that's good. The last thing that you want is any kind of ripped traces or melted plastic. It just makes your life harder. So let's start by taking a closer look at the header through my microscope.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that the last pin all the way to the right has been damaged. It looks like it's been bent quite a bit, twice in fact. Once to the left, then another to the right, then kind of squished all the way down. I was originally planning to see if maybe I could salvage this connector, but it looks like that isn't going to be possible because the moment that I try and bend this pin back, it's probably gonna snap and just, shear off given how badly bent it is. So it's definitely going to need to be replaced. So good thing the customer provided a donor connector. Now, normally with something like this, I would use hot air to remove the connector, but there is too much plastic in the way up top, and I don't want to damage any of them. And while I could heat it from the back to remove the connector, it looks like I may still end up possibly melting or damaging the LEDs. So I think that the best solution for removing this connector is to use low melt solder. I'm going to start by heating up my soldering iron, apply some flux onto the 5 pins here, and then with a good amount of low melt solder already applied onto my soldering tip, just go over all of the pins here, and it shouldn't take much time for them to come off like so. Perfect. That was pretty easy, so let's prepare the board for the new connector by first cleaning up the solder pads with my soldering wick, then cleaning off that flux with some alcohol. So it looks like the replacement connector is additionally secured onto the board by what looks like some silicone glue. So I'm gonna just use my hobby knife to cut that off, then pretty much do the same thing that I did with the main board to remove the connector. Apply some flux, apply low melt solder onto the 5 joints, and it should come off relatively easily. Some flux onto the solder pads. I'm going to put the new connector in place. Make sure that I'm aligning the pins correctly with the solder pad. Hold it down, then with some fresh leaded solder on my soldering tip, just gently touch the pins and they should solder on pretty easily. Yep, that looks good, so let's clean off the excess flux on the area, and before I finish this off, I'm going to apply some B7000 glue onto the sides of the connector to help secure it onto the board. I'm just gonna check how the pins look like, and it looks like one of them is a little bit off, so I'm just gonna adjust that with my tweezers to make it look a lot better.
Now I can't test the board to see if it's really working or not, but based off our work here today, I'm pretty confident that it's fine and that the board is fixed. Well, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it then. I hope you guys liked the video. It is something a little bit different than what I'm used to, but nonetheless, I enjoy doing such things. And if you guys enjoy maybe these kinds of videos, then let me know. I'll look more into doing more of it. My name is Yang, the Tech Rodent, and I will see you guys in the next repair, if there's another repair video. Well, I mean, there probably is, but who knows how soon. I'll see you guys.